in high definition, live from Fox Wilmington. This is Carolina in the Morning.
And good morning. Thanks for joining us for Carolina in the Morning on Fox Wilmington. I'm Kim Ratcliffe. Looks like the rain starting to dry up, but sure definitely caused a lot of headaches throughout the night.
Yeah.
Dumped a lot of rain in the area there, Colin.
1 to 2 inches almost across the entire region with clearing conditions right now, but breezy. Notice how at Wrightsville Beach we have some big waves offshore. A small craft advisory in effect until we go into 6 o'clock tonight with those winds out of the north and northwest at somewhere between 15 and 20 miles per hour. Take a look at what we expect here over the course of the next couple of hours. Those winds 20 miles per hour. Here at last look, we've seen gusts up to almost 30 miles per hour. In fact, 30. Jacksonville 29 miles per hour there in Wilmington, with gusty conditions expected to continue this afternoon. There it is, that storm system pulling away from us. That's the good news. There are slight chances for showers as we move through the next several hours, maybe later this evening. Just a slight chance for some shower activity here across eastern NC. What's this, 25, maybe 26 million people under a blizzard warning right now. Unbelievable snowstorm headed that direction. We'll talk more about that, but more importantly, what our weekend entails coming up in just a few minutes. Kim?
All right, Colin, right now taking a live look of New York, where hundreds of flights have been canceled because of that fast approaching winter storm Colin just mentioned. One of those flights leaving right here from the port city. Delta flight that leaves at 7:10 this morning from ILM Airport to LaGuardia has been canceled, and almost all flights from Charlotte Douglas International to New York have been canceled. You really need to check with your local airport for the latest dates on or updates on those flight schedules. In anticipation of the storm, LaGuardia Airport in New York is gearing up for the worst. Snowplows and salt trucks are ready to go when the snow hits, in hopes of opening up the airport as soon as possible. If you had a flight canceled, airlines are issuing weather waivers, which allow the passengers flying in the storm-affected areas to change their flight date without paying a change fee. Speaking of airports, Charlotte Douglas International sets a new record. A new study lists it as the 6th fastest growing airport in the nation. The airport broke a record last year with more than 41 million travelers passing through. That number nearly up 6% from 2011. In Brunswick County, folks driving over one bridge soon won't have to deal with snow, just a lot of orange barrels. The bridge along Midway Road in Brunswick County needs to be repaired. The Department of Transportation was aiming to start that project in January of 2014, but now it may have to happen this summer due to issues with another project. The problem, all of Midway Road needs to be shut down, and it is also a hurricane evacuation route. DOT officials say they don't expect any problems if that becomes the case.
Midway was designated as a backup if those two were to become crowded. If there were a hurricane and this roadway was closed at that time, the detour route would then become the evacuation route.
Now, DOT officials should know in about a month whether or not construction will happen on Midway Road in the summer. Well, construction of the new UNCW gym is taking longer than expected. School leaders say the weather and other construction delays have pushed back the completion of a $35 million fitness center expansion. The project was supposed to wrap up in September, but is still going on. Now, for the past month, the students have been able to work out at Gold's while the current center was closed for the construction. And even though the center opened back up yesterday, many students say they are tired of waiting for the project to finish.
It's frustrating because I'm about to graduate and I don't know if I'll actually see it completely finished yet.
The project is being paid for by student fees. People in one part of the port city want some more lights. After a murder downtown, but not everyone's happy with the city's response. Joshua Prouty was killed outside the Community Arts Center in December. And after that, members of the Community Arts Center complained about the parking lot's condition where that crime happened. The city recently added another light to the lot, but many say that's still not enough. Here's a look at that parking lot and the one new light that the city installed. We'll compare that to the Keenan Fountain, which is now significantly brighter after the city spent $8 grand to improve lighting around the structure there. Folks who work at the Community Arts Center and those who attend events there say it's upsetting that the fountain appears to be more of a priority than the Community Arts Center.
I just feel like that more parents would feel like their children were, safer if there was more patrol and also more of the lighting outside.
Right now, the city has no other plans for more lights to go in at that parking lot, but they will review the situation if they get complaints. New this morning, North Carolinians who draw unemployment may soon see a huge cut in their benefits. There's a proposed law on its way to the Senate aimed at reducing the $2.6 billion debt the state owes the federal government. That same law would lower the maximum amount of unemployment money that an applicant can receive. As of now, the maximum amount a week is $530. If passed, it would be lowered to $350 a week. People we spoke with say no one can survive on that amount of money.
It's a struggle, it really is. So I would advise anyone to just take a second look and just think about, there's so many people that's unemployed now. And, it's not that we don't want to work, we do. It's just that, everything is just so limited.
If the law is passed, 80,000 people will be affected. And we're hearing from more organizers this morning from an unemployment rally held in the Port City. The group Action NC rallied on the riverfront in downtown Wilmington to announce the $350 challenge. Folks challenged Governor Pat McCrory and other leaders in Raleigh to try living off the proposed maximum benefit. State Senator Tom Goolsbee says the cut is meant to make up some of the difference the state government owes the federal government. But organizers say more people need to pay attention.
I mean, people are busy with their own lives. They're not paying attention to what's going on in Raleigh, which is completely understandable. But this is stuff that's going to affect every single one of us. I mean, we can all lose a job tomorrow, and then we're dependent on this to keep our families afloat.
6 minutes after 7 o'clock right now on your Friday morning, and we're pretty lucky around here, Colin. We got a lot of rain overnight, but drying up.
Drying up just in time for the weekend as we take a live look at the digital Doppler radar. A couple of light showers still hanging on to northern Onslow County, moving up through Carteret County, but most of the Fox Wilmington viewing area will be seeing clearer and clearer skies as we move throughout the morning this morning. Here's the accumulation. Estimated rainfall totals here across the area. Green means up to an inch, blue means an inch or better, purple means 3 inches or better. And this is the problem that they're going to face across the Northeast today, that there's this much moisture in the atmosphere that you could have 3 inches of rainfall. Remember, it's usually a 10-to-1 ratio, so 3 inches equals 30 inches of snow, and that's exactly what they're expecting for some coastal locations across the Northeast. Here you can see it move right through southern Alabama, most of Georgia, South Carolina, and eastern North Carolina. It's starting to move its way up toward the north. Clear skies in the wake of this, although this is the southern branch of the other system that will be colliding with that low pressure center, causing big problems across a good chunk of the northeastern United States. And this could also catch us, not with severe weather or even necessarily rough weather, just a light shower late tonight. We'll talk about that in just a second. Here you go, hour by hour forecast model taking us throughout the day today. Mid 60s, some sunshine moves in, but the breezes will stay at about 20 miles per hour for a good chunk of the day today. We'll see clearing conditions by later, and then here comes that cold front. It pushes through, let's say 8 or 9 o'clock tonight, maybe giving us a spitting shower. I'm not expecting really any accumulation, trace amounts of rain possible, and then clear skies as we head through the overnight. You'll wake up on Saturday morning to a colder weather forecast with those temperatures in the mid-30s here across eastern NC. Take a look at today. High temperature right at about 61 degrees, breezy conditions as well. Overnight low temperatures in Bolton back down into the upper 30s with clearing and cooler conditions. And then tomorrow, game day at UNCW. Seahawk men's basketball team tips off at noon. Temperatures should be right at about 53 degrees. I know we had a lot of rain last night and left a lot of puddles out on the roadways.
It did, yeah.
Any issues so far as traffic goes?
So far, there are no issues, no accidents to report. I just checked in with dispatch. They gave it a go-ahead, but as you can take a live look here at our first alert traffic cam on South College Road and Wilshire Boulevard, cars are moving freely here, but remember, like you said, Colin, the roads are damp and it did leave some puddles, so you just want to be cautious when you're out there. I'm sure when the sun comes up it will dry some of that, but as you head to work this morning, just reduce your speed and add a few extra minutes to your commute so you don't have to feel rushed trying to get to where you need to be on time today. And if you need to pull over on this Friday morning to fill up at the pump, the cheapest you're going to pay is $3.46 a gallon on Carolina Beach Road near Antoinette Drive, a penny more at BP on North College Road and Shelley Drive, and again at Exxon on North College Road near Shelley Drive. And that is a look at your first alert traffic.
Good morning, I'm Lindsay Curtin wearing full-on SWAT gear, and of course police officers only wear this gear in the most dangerous situations. Coming up after the break, I'll tell you why I'm wearing it this morning.
You're watching Carolina in the Morning on Fox Wilmington.
11 minutes after 7. Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on the front line of saving lives? If so, this is your chance to get an up-close look at what firefighters and police officers go through in Wilmington on a daily basis. Carolina in the Morning's Lindsay Curtin live right now from the Wilmington Fire Department with some details on how you can get involved. And Lindsay, if you sign up for the Citizens Academy, do you get to wear that gear too?
Yes, Kim, that is exactly why I'm wearing this. Not for a fashion show, but you actually get to feel the weight, the impact of gear like this SWAT gear. It's a collaboration, the Citizens Academy, between the Wilmington Fire Department, Wilmington Police Department, and you get to put on hazmat gear, a firefighter outfit. I mean, really, it takes a lot to wear this gear and fight for your life and other people's lives. I'm here with Corporal Kevin Smith with the Wilmington Police Department. Kevin, you know, this is some pretty intense gear here. We got the bulletproof vest, we got the knife. And there is a gas mask on the side, though. What's the point of this?
Absolutely. One of the tools that law enforcement would use might be tear gas, and so a SWAT officer has to be able to operate in all kinds of environments, no light, so that's why they have a mask with them. Exactly, and SWAT officers, they are in the most dangerous situations a lot of times, right? Every time the SWAT gets called out, it's a critical incident. So a lot of training required for those officers, a lot of discipline, and that's why they train so hard. And other than putting on the gear, learning the ins and outs, seeing the facilities of what you guys do, what else will people in the Citizens Academy get to do with the WPD? Well, the neat thing about our Joint Citizens Academy is that the folks not only get to see what the fire department does, but they get to work with our canine officers. They'll be working with our mounted unit. They'll get to see our crime lab, a lot of the equipment that we use. So it's a great opportunity to see both how firefighters and police officers work every day. Yeah, and people who have been in the academy in the past say that one of their favorite parts is going to the gun range and learning about firearms. Well, not only do they get to do that with the SWAT team, they get to work out at the firing range with our bomb squad. They'll get to put on the actual bomb suit and see what it feels like to be part of these specialized teams. Okay, and this is my last question really quick. In a time where everyone is very sensitive about guns, why is it important for people to still learn about gun safety? Well, the thing is with police, what we want the citizens to understand is how much discipline it takes to operate with firearms. It's not something that like in the movies. It takes a lot of training and a lot of discipline. Perfect. Thank you for your time, Kevin. I appreciate it. Now, coming up later in the show, we're going to be talking with someone from the Wilmington Fire Department and showing you some of the things you'll be doing with their part of the academy. We're going to send it back to you.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. 14 after 7 right now. Colin's been talking about that big blizzard expected in the Northeast and the snow starting to fall already this morning there, Colin.
Yeah, I believe we have a live look. First, we'll take a look at the digital Doppler radar. You can see those snow bands starting to work their way in over Midtown Manhattan, Queens, Long Island, back up toward the Bronx. We'll be seeing heavy snowfall expected here. Do we have the live look? If so, let's go ahead and take a live look out at New York City right now. You can see the first flakes falling there in the Big Apple. Folks lining up at the gas station for good reason. It's going to be a mess throughout northern portions of the United States today, basically from Philadelphia north. Of course, right now the snow line is just to the south of New York City, but with colder air on the way, that won't really change much in spite of the fact of us going into the afternoon. We'll still see snowy conditions here all across the New York City area and then back up into Boston and so forth. Now you can tell for us conditions are clearing. In fact, we have mostly clear skies here back off to the west. Clouds out there now, but with the breezy conditions, we will see improvements throughout the day. Good news for folks who want to go tee it up. I would expect there will be some wet holds on the course today, probably cart path only for you guys teeing it up. But we'll get up to 60 degrees with clearer conditions. Problem is the breezes. They'll be out of the north and northeast, 15 to 20 miles per hour. Clearing out, breezy, 61 degrees for today, tonight, down into the 30s, a little cooler, and then cooler still for tomorrow's afternoon high, 53 degrees, sunny and dry, 7-day forecast. Pretty good one. Have a small chance for some showers there on Monday, and then again, rain chances increasing as we head into the middle of the week. Kim?
All right, here's a look as well at our Pet of the Week segment, which is coming up next. Cindy brought in this cutie pie who's living right now at Brunswick County Animal Protective Services, and she would rather live in a nice warm home. So we're going to tell you how to adopt her next. Welcome back. As promised, Pet of the Week time. We have Cindy from Brunswick County Animal Protective Services with us this morning. Thanks, Cindy, for coming in.
Thank you.
And this little puppy is so cute. Look, she loves to give kisses. What a sweetie pie. Tell us all about her.
Well, we named her Lacey. She is just a sweet little girl, about a year old. We think she's a Brussels Griffon.
What is that?
It's just a type of terrier.
Okay.
And she just loves to give kisses.
She really does.
She, we don't really know a whole lot about her because she was a stray.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but she's just a sweetie. She loves car rides. And yesterday, our volunteer groomer, Val, she came in and gave her a bath and cleaned her up, and she just loved it.
Oh, she did. That was for her big television
Yes,
debut this morning. Oh, I think she sees herself. She's looking at the camera. Look, that's you. That is you. You said Lacey is what you
We
all
named her
named
Lacey.
How do you have a guess at how old you think she
I
might
think she's
be?
around a year old, so she's out of the puppy stage.
Oh, well, gosh, I know if somebody lost her, they're definitely missing this cute little thing.
She's a sweetie.
She is up for adoption, and I think she would much prefer, not that the shelter's a bad place, but I think she would much prefer living in a nice warm home. So if you would like to adopt her, you can call Brunswick County Animal Protective Services, and that phone number is on the screen right now. It is 754-8204. Oh my gosh, she is the sweetest little thing. All right, Cindy, thank you so much for bringing her in. We appreciate that. And we also have a link to the Brunswick Shelter as well as many others on our website. Go to foxwilmington.com, then the Carolina in the Morning page, and look for the Pet of the Week icon. Here's another opportunity to adopt a new friend. There's an adoption fair tomorrow from 10 until 1:30, taking place at the Four Legs Good Pet Boutique, and that is on Howe Street in Southport. A group of friends get a once-in-a-lifetime experience surfing with penguins. That's today's Right This Minute moment.
Hello everyone, I'm Beth Troutman.
And I'm Stephen Fabian.
And here's a video that's been around for a while, but it's just now going viral.
Yeah, and it's something you definitely don't see every day. A group of buddies who like to surf all around the world were in Antarctica, and they were surfing around an iceberg. The waves weren't necessarily that great that day, but they noticed these penguins were very curious about their presence. And they eventually started swimming around with these penguins in the water. You can see them all jumping out of the water right around these guys. The surfer said it was an amazing, intimate moment with nature. You can see how excited this guy was.
Gotta be one of the top 10 best days in the water.
You don't see a lot of videos of people swimming with penguins.
For all the latest videos, you can catch us on Right This Minute.
That's pretty cool. Now, if you want to see more amazing videos and hear the stories behind them, you can tune in to watch Right This Minute every weekday. It's on at 2 o'clock in the afternoon right here on Fox Wilmington. Well, coming up today on America Now, if you let your kids drive a golf cart around the neighborhood, you could be asking for trouble. That's today at 1 and also right here on Fox Wilmington. For ski areas and sporting goods stores in the Northeast, the big snowstorm that's on its way will translate into big business. In Maine, owners of ski areas have been frustrated this season because of the lack of snow, which means also a lack of customers. One owner says it needs about an 8-inch base of snow to be able to operate. If the prediction for this weekend storm happens and 2 feet of snow falls, the sales of skis and winter supplies would increase. You know, Colin, I know that you've been talking about the snow. I've never skied before, but what you're talking about seems like almost too much snow.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, not necessarily. Nobody in the ski industry knows that word, too much snow. That's something that they desperately need for the mountains up there, like you were just mentioning, across New England, the Catskills, back even through the Poconos. They're going to see just that as we take a look. Hey, have you heard? A big winter storm's headed toward the northeastern United States. If you haven't heard by now, click on our news today and national news. They'll be covering it nonstop, as my guess is we're going to see epic snowfall totals across the I-95 corridor north of New York City. We're talking 2 feet of snow for some of these urban locations such as Boston, Portland, Maine, even back into Hartford, Connecticut. New York City going to see somewhere between a half a foot and a foot of snow. It's already starting to snow there as we go throughout the end of the day today. Some big problems for folks there. For us, fortunately, no problems. Clearing out, breezy, 61 degrees tonight, 37 degrees, clearing and cooler. Tomorrow's daytime high temperature, 53 degrees, sunny and dry. We'll see the chance of some showers perhaps late tonight and then again on Monday. More news and weather, of course, as Fox Wilmington continues with clear and dry forecasts this weekend. We'll have more news after the break.
in high definition, live from Fox Wilmington. This is Carolina in the Morning.
And good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us today for Carolina in the Morning on Fox Wilmington. I'm Bob Townsend. It's 7:30 right now, and let's take a live look up in New York. That major winter storm headed to hit up there in just a few hours. In fact, it's already starting to snow in parts of western parts of Manhattan. Several flights have been canceled to the Northeast. People living in the Northeast are doing some last-minute panic shopping ahead of that big blizzard. Meteorologists say the snowstorm has the potential to be historic. It could dump up to 2 feet of snow in the New York City area, all the way up to Boston and beyond, more possibly in the eastern part of Massachusetts. People have been rushing to stock up on food, shovels, and other supplies long before the first snowflakes are due to hit. Airport officials in the Bay State were considering warning commuters at one time to expect the worst, and now they're doing that. Some New England cities called off school for today, and airlines have canceled thousands of flights already.
This is panic shopping. So bread, milk, a snow shovel in case our snow shovel breaks, because we do everything by hand and don't get a plow in, and some of it is quite heavy, and so snow shovels do break.
Forecasters saying the storm could be one for the record books. Let's get a first alert meteorologist Colin Hackman right now. Looking pretty bad up there in the Northeast, and part of this is the system that came through here earlier last night and early this morning, right?
That's right. Yeah, a lot of moisture out of the northern Gulf of Mexico has pushed right up the North Carolina coastline. A typical scenario where we would see big snow impact across the northern section of the United States. For us, fortunately, just windy conditions left in the wake of this system. As we take a live look outside right now in downtown Wilmington, see the flag there at the base of the battleship North Carolina. I'll pan down a little bit so you can see it. Almost a gale out there right now. We've seen 20 to 30 mile per hour sustained winds, gusts upwards of 30 miles per hour within the last hour. There you see it, a 20 mile an hour northwesterly sustained wind in Wilmington, with the gusts up to 32 in Jacksonville, 29 within the last hour. Here, the good news is the rain has now moved off to our north. We could see a residual shower tonight, with those showers you see tracking back toward western North Carolina, but we will see some peaks of sunlight here within the next several hours, so we'll continue to monitor for that. Look for your high temperatures today into the 60s, and there it is. Hour by hour snowfall estimates as far as Boston and Portland are concerned. A huge snowstorm there with as much as 2 feet of snow for some of those locations. We'll talk about it day by day and hour by hour coming up in just a few minutes. Bob?
Colin, thanks. At 7:32, new details this morning after a man confessed to murder right on camera.
In my own drunken stupidity rage.
You killed him?
Yes, sir. I did, and I regret it from the bottom of my heart.
That is Corey Vanover, who confessed a few nights ago to our sister station, WBTV in Charlotte, about the murder. But at his first appearance yesterday, Vanover decided to keep quiet. Vanover is accused of killing Wade Taylor Jr. in some wooded areas behind a mall in Lenoir last month. Homeless people there say they're still concerned for their safety. A fired police officer, a shooting spree, at least 3 people dead, and an international manhunt now underway. All has the makings of a Hollywood movie, but this story is all too real in Southern California. Fox News correspondent Marianne Rafferty has now more on the search for Christopher Dorner.
An online manifesto suggests he has a vendetta. In it, he writes, quote, "I never had the opportunity to have a family of my own. I'm terminating yours." Now an all-out manhunt is underway for alleged cop killer 33-year-old Christopher Dorner.
The search continues for Dorner. They still have aerial searches, ground searches, and door-to-door searches going on.
Dorner is wanted in connection with the murder of a California couple in Irvine and assaulting police officers in Riverside. One of his victims is the daughter of a retired LAPD captain involved in the review process that led to Dorner's dismissal from the force in 2008. Now officials believe anyone could be a target.
He essentially communicated his sense that the people with whom he had a grievance were fair game, and so were their families, and so were any other police officers on or off duty.
Dorner, who has both police and military training, is considered extremely dangerous.
That makes this an especially dangerous situation for law enforcement. because it's a law enforcement nightmare.
Police discovered Dorner's burned out pickup truck in the snowy mountains around Big Bear Lake. It's being processed at a crime lab. Along with that region, the search has spread to Nevada, where Dorner has a house. Authorities say a man who looked like the suspect may have tried to rob a boat and head to Mexico.
The suspect then attempted to start the boat. The boat did start, however, he was unsuccessful for some reason in being able to get the boat.
The hunt for Dorner has led to a police misfire. LAPD officers guarding a target named in his manifesto shot and wounded 2 women in a pickup truck. Their injuries are not life-threatening. In New York, Marianne Rafferty, Fox News.
Meanwhile, a teen who was found handcuffed to a pole in his home's basement will be headed back to school next week. A woman who lived near the teenager suspected the boy was being abused and then called authorities. Police say they found the teen curled in a fetal position, shivering on the cold concrete floor in the basement. The neighbor had seen the teen handcuffed to the pole 2 weeks prior to making the call. The boy was wearing dirty blue jeans, a dirty long-sleeve shirt, and socks. Police say the teen told investigators he had been kept in the basement since his father took him out of school in late September.
I'm relieved, actually, because once all this got out, I actually got messages from the boy's actual family, like his blood family, on my Facebook, and they said that it's been going on for years and they've been trying to get something done about it, and nothing's been done about it. So I didn't know all that until recently.
Now, Kansas City, Missouri police say no immediate charges were filed against the teen's father, his stepmother, or stepbrother, but it could be days before they could be charged. 2 people in custody this morning for a shooting on Montgomery Avenue in the port city of Wilmington. The indictment incident, that is, took place yesterday. Wilmington police also found 2 guns at the location, one of which was stolen. They're still investigating, but they do say that no one was shot and no property damage reported. This morning, we're continuing to follow a deadly accident in Brunswick County. We now know the name of the victim in that single vehicle crash in Bowling Spring Lakes. Officials say 38-year-old Preston Maximum died in the accident about 7:15 last night. The authorities say he was driving west on East Bowling Spring Road when he lost control of his Jeep. The car then rolled several times before hitting a tree. Speed is believed to have been a factor in the crash. The results are in from a recent survey taken by New Hanover County residents. According to the survey conducted by Insight Research, the Senior Resource Center seems to be the main reason why someone would want or would not recommend living in New Hanover County. The top priorities for the citizens: a strong economy, planned environment, safety, and preparing students for success. Survey takers say they generally enjoy New Hanover County and would recommend the area to others. Staying in New Hanover County right now, a handful of elementary schools are now about $500 richer. The schools were winners in the county's energy conservation contest. 5 of the 12 schools who entered completed the challenge of earning perfect scores on 3 energy audits. Now, those schools were Coddington, Pine Valley, Murrayville, Alderman, and Parsley Elementary Schools. New Hanover County teamed up with EDACOM for more than a year to reduce the energy and the cost that goes along with them. We'll talk about money. New Hanover County Commissioners will be doing that just today. Commissioners will be holding a budget work session that starts at 9 this morning, goes on until about 4:30 this afternoon, taking place at the New Hanover County Executive Development Center located off Military Cutoff Road. Some health news. A personal trainer in the Port City wants to help fight obesity around here. Anita Harrell owns Fitness Motivation. She started a Biggest Loser type challenge at her gym, and it's free. Now, this is open to people who are severely overweight or obese. If you're interested in having to take part in this or would like to take part in it, you have until Monday to apply. 6 people will be selected from the applications to win 12 weeks of free help with their weight and nutrition. To get an application, go to the foxwilmington.com website and search for the Biggest Loser Challenge. There are now conflicting reports about the name of the new company formed apparently by the merger of U.S. Airways and American Airlines, and that is just days from becoming official. A new report suggests the new company would go by American and would be headquartered in Fort Worth, Texas. Previous reports said it would go by the name U.S. Airways, and the current company CEO, Doug Parker, would lead the new company. U.S. Airways, a major employer in Charlotte. The director of the Charlotte Douglas International Airport saying he believes the Queen City will still be a hub after the merger, and we all know that Wilmington is a major location for U.S. Airways. A massive blizzard expected to be bearing down right now on the northeastern part of the country. As a result, 23 million people now under that blizzard warning. The coming storm already causing major disruption in air travel. In a preemptive move, airlines have canceled more than 3,200 flights to and from the affected region today and also tomorrow. The airlines clearly not taking any kind of chances. On the ground, snow locking up some residents indoors for days possibly. Forecasting calling for that potentially historic winter storm. So let's go to Colin, get the details on that. It's going to be a messy time up there, hard hit area.
It really is. We're talking about the neighborhood of 30 inches of snow. That would be close to the annual snowfall amounts for some of those same cities across southern New York, back into Connecticut and into Massachusetts. A big snowstorm headed their way for us. We're going to see continually clearing conditions here across eastern North Carolina as we're anticipating somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 feet of snow for our friends to the north. For us today, about 20 to 25 mile per hour breezes and clearing conditions. That's it. The radar loop over eastern North Carolina shows that system pulling away. We saw anywhere in the neighborhood of 1 to 3 inches. Let's show you a couple things here. Notice anywhere you see the green in here, that's where we saw somewhere around 1 inch or so, up to 1 inch of precipitation. Any place that we see these blues, these darker blues, and perhaps the purples, that's 1.5 to 3 inches of rain. And when you take the 10-to-1 ratio, which is usually what you'll see, maybe 8-to-1 with this, of how many inches of snow to rain, this would equate to, this area right here would equate to somewhere in the neighborhood of 25 to 30 inches of snow if it was cold enough. But this system is moving in that direction. It's moving right up through the Carolinas. This will continue to move off toward the north into New England, and as it does, it will collide with another upper level disturbance that's pushed snow through Chicago. You can see the associated cold front here. These will collide right over that location and cause major snow issues for folks up in the Northeast. We will see at least a chance for a shower late tonight in association with that cold front that moves through here. We're talking about just a quick moving shower, light shower possible. For the most part, though, we're talking about temperatures at 60 today, down into the 30s for tonight. That's a look at what we're doing here in the First Alert Weather Forecast Center. Carolyn Waldrop joins us now with a look at the roads.
Thanks, Colin. Well, no active accidents to report at this time. I just checked with dispatch, so all was clear around the area. But let's take a live look right now outside at Carolina Beach Road and Piner Road, and cars are moving through this intersection with no problems at all. You can see this is in the Monkey Junction area where Walmart's right there. And as you can see, Carolina Beach Road going straight up the road up there. And it looks like there are no problems there. But the roads are still damp today, so we just want to let you know what you may run into. And as you head up the road, you can see that, well, actually, looks like the remote's not working at this time. But if you go up the roads are getting drier by the sun, so it looks like you should have no worries if you're heading to work or school at this time. And that's look at your First Alert Traffic.
First Alert Traffic is sponsored by Time Warner Cable. You're watching Carolina in the Morning on Fox Wilmington.
It is 7:44. Many people know what it's like to have a job that's full of stress, but what if your profession required you to risk your life at times? Carolina in the Morning's Lindsay Curtin live this morning from the Wilmington Fire Department. She says a lot of people want to know what it's like to have that kind of career. She's going to tell us about it right now as we talk about the Citizens Academy. Lindsay, good morning.
Good morning, Bob. Yes, this might be a familiar noise to you. Hold your ears. Sorry, hopefully that didn't scare anyone too much. But no, I've always wanted to press the fire truck horn, and there it is. That's the noise that you guys alarm when you're going to save some lives. I'm here with Trevor Hughes of the Wilmington Fire Department. And Trevor, we're talking about the Citizens Academy this morning. If people join, as far as the fire department aspect, what will they get to do?
They will get to do everything a rookie does in Rookie Academy. That they'll actually get to go up in the bucket truck. The bucket truck will actually, what we've got here, will take them up 100 feet. Mm-hmm. They'll actually get to ride a fireboat one night and see how the fireboat works. They'll actually get to spray water. Wow. They will also will do EMS night, where they'll actually get to see how we work with EMS on an everyday basis. They'll get to tour an ambulance. And
it's got to be scary going up in that bucket truck like 100 feet, but that's really cool. And one thing we were going to actually show you, the Jaws of Life. People will actually get to do what?
They'll actually get the, we'll have an old car at the training facility, and our students will get to actually cut the car up and do a vehicle extrication. So they'll get to see what it feels like for us on a daily basis when there is a car, when someone's pinned in a car.
So they'll get to cut the actual metal. And we're actually going to show you the jaws of life, but the firefighters, the workers here, men and women, they got called out on a medical call, and they had to take them with them.
Yep,
Live action happening right here this morning. And if you were to tell people about the Citizens Academy, one more thing that might make them want to join, what would you say?
I'd say they're going to have a great time. One of the biggest things is, of course, they'll get educated on what their city taxpayer, their tax money goes to, but also they'll have a good time. And one other thing, they'll actually be a part of our family once they graduate. They'll be a part of every notification, graduations that we have. We will take them as a family member in the Wilmington Fire Department.
That sounds great. Well, thank you for your time, Trevor. And of course, the Citizens Academy is a joint effort between the Wilmington Fire Department and the Wilmington Police Department. Starts March 14th, ends May 2nd. We have all the other details you need to know on our website, foxwilmington.com. We're going to send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Lindsay, thanks very much. So, Colin, if people's got some traveling plans, maybe to the state of Virginia, maybe going up as far as D.C., shouldn't have any problems there, but going from D.C. north, Philadelphia, that way, going to be tough, right?
Philadelphia is probably just on the south side of this line, rain snow line, as we take a look right now, the digital Doppler radar, but you get the idea. Yeah, we're going to see warmer air here across the south, but as we work to the north, it's this feature that moved through Chicago last night, and of course the one that moved through here and is moving through northern North Carolina now, pushing back up in to the Big Apple. I wanted to show you a couple different things here as far as where that snow line is. Sure, we could see snow in Philadelphia today, and in fact, as I zoom in here to the New York City area, you can already see banding snow working its way from Manhattan. That snow line moving just to the north. We're not really expecting a lot of freezing rain, but it is possible. In fact, as we take a live look right now from just inside New York City, I believe that's Columbus Circle there. It looks like Columbus Circle right up near Central Park. You can see, actually that's I don't know. That's in New York City. There you go. How you like that? Some snow and possibly some rain there right along what looks to be the Hudson River in New York. Yeah, that's Columbus Circle. So you can see where those showers are moving in. Some snow showers there across southern portions of Connecticut as well. It's going to be a messy day. Keep it with us here on Fox Wilmington for all the latest.
It is 7:50 right now. CBS is calling for less skin at Sunday's Grammy Awards, and we now know when NBC's The Office will officially close for business. Carl Azu has more in today's Hollywood Minute.
CBS is asking the stars of the music industry to cover up before they head to Sunday's Grammy Awards. A memo sent by the network's Standards and Practices Department was leaked online by Deadline. It asks talent appearing on camera to adequately cover their private parts and avoid see-through clothing and thong-type costumes. Stars are also asked to avoid T-shirts with brand name products and any wardrobe items supporting an organized cause, including lapel pins. Kim Kardashian wants her marriage to Kris Humphries legally ended immediately. A source close to the reality star confirms she's filed for an emergency divorce with the Los Angeles Superior Court. Apparently, Kardashian does not want to still be married in July when she'll give birth to Kanye West's baby. Kardashian and Humphries were married in August 2011 and separated after 72 days. The end is in sight for The Office. NBC announced the show's final episode will air Thursday, May 16th. The hour-long finale will also be the show's 200th episode. The award-winning comedy is in its 9th season.
Well, exercise with all your heart while helping other hearts out. A Zumbathon will soon be held in Sneads Ferry to benefit the American Heart Association. The event is coming up on Saturday, February 23rd at the Forever Fit Fitness Center from 10 in the morning until noon. The cost will be $8 in advance or pay $10 at the door. Again, coming up in about 2 weeks. Back over to Colin right now with more on the forecast for us around here, and folks up in New England about to get hammered.
They are about to get hammered. There's no other way to put it. A couple of feet of snow expected across eastern portions of New England for us today. Cloudy skies here for the first part of the day. Small craft advisory. You see those big plunging waves out near the end of the pier. Some rough conditions. My guess is that surfers will love a day like this if you can handle the cold. Notice the Cape Fear River with a little bit of a breeze there out of the north, 15 to 20 mile per hour sustained winds as we scan the skies back off toward the east and the north. We'll see cloudy skies for the first half of the day, but some sunshine is expected as we move forward. So here's your weather headlines for this afternoon. We'll see those breezy conditions continue. Low pressure pulls away from us, It rams into the northeastern United States. Slight shower chance for us this evening as a quick moving cold front moves through, and then we'll see our daytime high temperatures back into the mid-50s. Cool but sunny weekend weather expected here across eastern NC. 53 degrees to be exact for your Saturday. 57 degrees for Sunday. Some clouds pushing back into the area late Monday, bringing a shower chance. We'll keep that shower chance around for the middle of the week. Warmer as we head through your Monday and Tuesday. Looks like our overnight low temperatures as cold as 30 for Sunday morning, but warming after that.